All right, this is the Thursday, September 21st edition of the Carolina Weather Video, the final full official day of summer before autumn arrives tomorrow afternoon. Very summer-like day again coming for the Carolinas. I'll talk about that in just a little bit, but first we're going to focus on the tropics after I show you a couple cameras this morning. There's a look at the Greensboro Tower camera. All is quiet out there this morning. Here's the Dowd YMCA camera up down Charlotte, looking nice this morning. Temperature 68. Humidity at 93%. There were a few isolated showers and storms through the night. Most of those have fallen apart now. And I do think a few isolated showers and storms pop up again this afternoon. There's your temperatures this morning. Anywhere from 50s in the high country to 70s along the coast. All right, tropical update time. Let's get right into it. There's a look at the radar in the New England areas associated with Hurricane Jose. Some rain showers continuing to pivot into eastern parts of Massachusetts and occasionally Rhode Island and eastern Long Island. Still, not a lot of movement with Jose. There's the future radar product from the HRRR, the high-resolution modeling, showing that tropical system spinning offshore, and occasionally you get those tropical rain bands moving into eastern New England. There's the advisory early this morning from Jose, 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm, only moving at 2 miles per hour, centered about 150 miles southeast of Nantucket. And as we go out through the weekend, notice not much movement of Jose. It should gradually weaken from a tropical storm to a tropical depression and just continue to cause some primarily beach erosion issues. That's the big issue with Jose, some continued beach erosion problems up and down the eastern seaboard. There you go. The wind, the strongest winds offshore, but you certainly continue to have the wind and the high surf battering parts of the east coast, all the way from really the Canadian Maritimes, still down into the Carolinas too, some increased surf. All right, let's talk about Maria. Maria battered Puerto Rico yesterday. It is now north of Hispaniola. Puerto Rico took a toll on Maria as well. Pressure came up about 50 millibars from its lowest point as it went over the mountainous island of Puerto Rico. Now the system is reorganizing, looking healthier on satellite imagery this morning. This is the early morning advisory. The pressure got down to 909 millibars at its strongest, now 959. But it should drop again. That pressure should drop as this gets better organized. Centered about 70 miles, only about 70 miles north of parts of the Dominican Republic. Maria will likely track just east of the Turks and Caicos. They're going to have some wind issues, which I'll show you in a second. But the core of the hurricane should stay just east. This will be east of the Bahamas and then continuing to curve north from there. Now, let me show you the wind product with Futurecast for the Turks and Caicos. Again, you're going to get into the wind down that way, certainly for the eastern Turks and Caicos Islands, but I do think odds are the core of the hurricane stays a little bit to the east. Longer term, all right, this is the upper level pattern. This is Jose right here. And Jose causing enough of a weakness in the upper level pattern. Let me move this forward just a bit. So here's Maria now as we get into, I should say, this is Maria Friday, as we get into Friday evening, located a little bit northeast of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. And due to the presence of Jose, there's this little weakness in the steering currents and this more of a southwesterly flow in the upper levels. That allows the window of opportunity for Maria to come northward and potentially miss a U.S. landfall. Most modeling is indicating that scenario with this kind of splitting the uprights between Hatteras and Bermuda. It's still not 100%. That's still the most likely scenario, that this will miss a U.S. mainland landfall, but I'm not going to say that with certainty just yet. There's still a lot of moving pieces with exactly how Jose will weaken and interact with that upper level ridge. So stay tuned. I'm not ready to completely write it off just yet. All right, back to our weather. It's going to be a warm day, and there will be some isolated showers and thunderstorms popping up over the parts of the Carolinas this afternoon. There you can note the high resolution modeling. Your highs today very, very warm once again. Warm and dry weather pattern set to unfold then tomorrow through the weekend into much of next week. There's tomorrow's setup, very quiet, very warm. The weekend, warm and dry. There you go. There's Saturday's highs, there's Sunday's highs, and really it stays the same through at least the middle of next week with very little day-to-day change through the middle sections of next week. All right, that'll do it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.